Hello everyone. This morning feels especially fresh to me. The air is a little cooler than usual. The sunlight just bright enough to tell you the day has started, but not so harsh that it makes you squint. You may have noticed something wasn't quite right. Yes, this alarm clock has stopped working. The hands are frozen, doing absolutely nothing. That's actually perfect timing. While making this video, I'll show you how to fix it. Nothing complicated, no replacement needed, just a few simple steps to bring it back to life. The first cause that usually comes to mind, and for good reason, is a drained AA battery. When the battery runs out, the clock stops. That's about as normal as it gets. So our first step is nice and simple. I'll take a regular AA battery that I know still works and put it in. This quick check tells us whether the problem is just a battery, or if we need to look a bit deeper inside. And the moment I put the new AA battery in, the clock starts running normally again. The hands move, everything falls back into its proper rhythm. That tells us the answer right away. The clock itself wasn't the problem at all. The old battery was simply out of power. And of course, I didn't forget to mark these batteries. It's just a simple mark, but it keeps things clear, so no one has to wonder whether a switch happened off camera. Small habits like this go a long way. I know that even after all this, some viewers prefer seeing clear proof. So I'll bring in a voltage tester and check the batteries one more time. This does two things. First, it keeps everything fully transparent. No setup, no swapping. Second, it lets both you and me see the actual difference in remaining power between the two batteries. The number showing on the screen when I test this new battery tells us it's full of energy. It's in good shape and perfectly capable of working normally in this clock. With this reading, we can be confident that the new battery is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. This battery, however, tells a very different story. The reading shows it's clearly weak, with not enough power to work properly. And that's the focus of today's video. Seeing if we can bring this battery back to life instead of tossing away. First, I'd like you to boil a small amount of water to get this battery revival process started. It might sound a bit strange at first, but it actually makes a lot of sense. You'll see why in a moment. And don't worry, I'm not foolish enough to drop a drained AA battery straight into boiling water. We'll do this safely and with control. Just stay with me, and I'll show you exactly how it's done, step by step. Next, I'll add a small amount of salt to make a mild salt solution. No need to measure anything carefully. Just a small pinch will do if you like being precise. Go ahead and eyeball it your way. As for me, I don't worry too much about exact ratios here. In this case, good enough works just fine. Here, I've got a tray full of odds and ends. Mostly old spark plugs and small leftover parts that most people would probably toss aside. I'll pick one spark plug at random. And yes, this is usually the moment people start getting curious. The idea behind reviving an AA battery isn't mystical at all. At its core, a battery is a compact electrochemical system, storing energy through controlled chemical reactions between its internal materials. When a battery weakens, it doesn't mean everything inside is gone. It usually means those reactions no longer flow as smoothly as they once did. A mild saltwater solution acts as a gentle conductive medium. It doesn't create new energy. Instead, it allows remaining electrical charges to move more freely. The old spark plug, with its metal structure, serves as a stable intermediary, helping balance and guide that charge movement within the solution. In simple terms, we're giving the battery's internal system a chance to reorganize itself, much like tidying a cluttered room, so it can be used again. While we're waiting for the chemical reaction to finish, There's no need to stand around impatiently. Let's take a moment and enjoy some of these plants together. Now it's time to take it out. I'll remove the battery from the solution, dry it thoroughly, and clean its surface. This step may look simple, but it matters more than you might think. Making sure the battery is clean and completely dry helps prevent leftover salt or moisture from causing trouble later on. When cleaning an AA battery, especially the two terminals, I always use a combination of sandpaper and a small amount of multi-purpose oil. The sandpaper removes oxidation and built-up residue, while the oil helps clean the metal surface and improve contact. Just a light touch is enough, no need to press hard. The goal is to restore a smooth, clean surface, not wear the metal down. Done properly, this step helps the battery deliver power more reliably once it's back in use. There's another small issue that most people tend to overlook: the battery compartment itself. Over time, dust, old residue, and even a thin layer of oxidation can build up inside, often without being obvious at first glance. If you clean the battery but ignore the compartment, even a good battery won't make proper contact. That's why I like to wipe the inside gently with a dry cloth or a cotton swab, paying close attention to the metal contacts. All right. Let's test again and see how things look. We'll make sure the result is clear first, and only then put the battery back into the clock. Taking it step by step, like this, keeps things simple and saves us from unnecessary back and forth later on. A pretty impressive number. I think this is about as far as this battery can go. It's just shy of matching a brand new AA battery, but that's perfectly fine. This is more than enough to use. And that leads to a simple point. In life, just like in fixing things, not everything needs a return to factory-perfect condition. Sometimes, working reliably and doing the job is reason enough to keep something around. Today, we didn't create any miracles. We simply gave an old item another chance. A battery that seemed finished, a clock that looked ready for the trash. Both found their way back to doing what they were made to do, with a bit of patience and understanding. If this video helped you slow down for a moment and see the objects around you a little differently, then it's done exactly what I hoped. Thank you for staying with me to the end. And next time you're about to throw something away, pause for a second. It might just need one more chance.